morning, students. Welcome to the 8th session of sequences and series. In the previous class, we were still doing problems on GP. We will do one more problem on GP and then move on to the next topic. So the next problem states that insert two numbers between 3 and 81 so that the resulting sequence is GP. Now, while introducing geometric progression or GP, I told you about what we are going to do, how to solve problems when you are asked to insert certain number of terms in between two given numbers, right? So what is the first step that we do? We have to find out value of R. That is the common ratio, right? What is the formula for common ratio R? It is nothing but B by A whole power 1 by N plus 1. What is A and B? What does A and B represent? A and B represent the given two numbers. What does small n represent? Small n represents the number of terms to be inserted in between those two numbers. Okay, so we start the solution like this. Solution. Okay, let A be equal to the number 3 and B be equal to the number 81. So we have two numbers given here, 3 and 81. We have taken small a to be 3, small b to be 81, right? What is the next step? We have to find out common ratio R. What is R formula? It is B by A whole power 1 by N plus 1. A and B values, it's already known here in the problem. N is nothing but the number of terms to be inserted in between A and B. So here, what is N equal to? We are given the question, insert two numbers, right? Hence, N value will be equal to 2. Now we'll just find out value of R. Okay. So we have small r equals B. B value is 81 by A value is 3 whole power 1 by N plus 1. That is 1 by 2 plus 1. Okay, simplifying inside the brackets. 81 by 3 gives us 3 1s are 3 2s are 6, 2 remainder, 3 7s are 21. So we get 27 whole power 1 by 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 value is 3. It is 1 by 3. So what is the meaning of 27 whole power 1 by 3? It is nothing but cube root of 27, right? So cube root of 27, we know it to be 3. Hence, value of R, the common ratio, is 3. Now, how do you find out the two numbers? We have to insert two numbers between 3 and 81. So we will take, let G1 and G2 be the two required numbers. Okay. So let G1 and G2 be the two required numbers. So what is G1 in terms of A and R? It will be nothing but A into R, right? G2 in terms of A and R is nothing but A into R square. So we know that G1 is A into R, right? So substituting value of A value is 3, R we just now calculated it to be 3, so 3 into 3 we get it as 9. Similarly, what is G2? G2 is nothing but A into R square. Value of A is 3 again. Okay, value of R also is equal to 3 square. So 3 square is 9, 9 threes are 27. So what are the two numbers that need to be inserted in between 3 and 81? It is nothing but 9 and 27. So look here students, we have three problems here. Find the sum of the sequence 7, 77, 777, 7777 to n terms. This is similar to the problem 8, 88, 888 and so on. Okay, same method. You first take out 7 common, okay, then multiply and divide by 9, 7 by 9 as it is, multiply 9 inside, okay, write 9 as 10 minus 1, 99 as 100 minus 1, 999 as 1000 minus 1, so on. Okay, the final answer, instead of 8 by 9, you will get 7 by 9 into that same term. Okay, we have done one problem in the previous class. This problem is exactly similar to that problem. So you try this as homework. Then the 14th problem. Sum of first three terms of a GP is 13 by 12 and their product is minus 1. Find the common ratio and the terms. Okay, this problem, a similar problem, I have already worked it out in the previous class again. So you have to take the terms as A by R, A and AR. Then we have to find out common ratio and the terms. Okay, so you try this as homework. Then 15th problem. Insert three numbers between 1 and 256 so that the resulting sequence is a GP. Again, this is the problem which is similar to the problem which I just did right now. Okay, first you have to take 1 as A, 256 as B, then you find out common ratio using the formula R equals B by A whole power 1 by n plus 1. N value will be 3 here because we have to insert 3 numbers, right? Value of n will be equal to 3. Once we find out the common ratio, then let the 3 numbers be G1, G2 and G3, right? G1 will be A into R, G2 will be A into R square and G3 will be A into R cube. Okay, so you work these 3 problems as homework. So we move on to the next concept. The next topic is sum to n terms of special series. Okay, so in this topic we are going to use 3 formulae that you have already studied under the mathematical induction chapter. Okay, the first formula number 1, okay, if I have the sum sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k, okay, so we have the sum sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k. So what is this sum in the expanded form? If I expand this sum, what do I get? When k takes the value 1, what is the first term? 1, right? Plus, then if k takes the value 2, the second term is nothing but 2, plus k takes the value 3, third term is 3, plus so on, plus what is the last value that k can take? The final value that k can take is n, hence the last term is n. Okay, so what is sum of the first n natural numbers? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on plus n. This we know it to be n into n plus 1 by 2. This you have come across in the mathematical induction chapter. So we have proved that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on plus n is nothing but equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay, then second formula, sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k square. Okay, now when k takes value 1, what is first term? It will be 1 square, right? Plus k takes the value 2, what is second term? It is 2 square. 2 square plus when k takes the value 3, what is the third term? It is 3 square plus so on plus what is the last value k can take? Last value k can take is small n, hence the last term of this sum is nothing but n square. Now what is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on plus n square equal to? This we have proved it to be n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 whole divided by 6, right? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on plus n square is equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. The last formula, third formula, sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k cube. Okay, so what is this sum equal to? It is nothing but 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus so on plus n cube. What is this equal to? It is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Okay, so these three formulae we are going to be using to find the sum to n terms of these special series. Why have we called them as special series is because these series are neither arithmetic series nor geometric series, meaning the terms of these series are neither AP nor GP. So if they were AP, we could find Sn by using n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. If it was GP, then we could find out Sn by the formula a into r power n minus 1 by r minus 1. Since the series that we are going to see now are neither arithmetic series or geometric series, we have called them as special series. Now we will see how we are going to find out sum to n terms of these special series using these three formulae. So you need to remember these three formulae, that is sigma k takes the value 1 to n k is n into n plus 1 by 2. Then second one, sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k square is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And the third one, sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k cube is n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Moving on to problems, the problem states that find sum to n terms of the series given below. So that is the heading. First question, we are given the series 1 into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 4 into 5 plus so on. Okay, now we'll consider that question number 1. Okay, the given series is 1 into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 4 into 5 plus so on. Okay, now the first term is a product of two numbers, 1 into 2, right? So each term is a product of two numbers in this particular series. Okay, so 1 into 2 is the first term, 2 into 3 is the second term, 3 into 4 third term, 4 into 5, fourth term. Okay, now 1 into 2 is 2, 2 into 3 is 6, 3 into 4 is 12. Okay, 4 into 5 is 20. You can see that this series is neither an arithmetic series nor a geometric series, because there is neither common difference in between consecutive term, neither is there a common ratio in between the consecutive terms. So this is a different series. We call this as a special series. Okay, now we will see how to find out the sum to first 10 terms of these kind of different series. Okay, now as you can see, each term of the series is product of two numbers. Look at the first numbers in each terms. Okay, which are the first numbers in each terms? The first number here is 1. First number in the second term is 2. First number in the third term is 3. First number in the fourth term is 4. Okay, now looking at this, what can be the first number of the nth term or the general term? Okay, that we are going to find out. So 1 is the first term, 2 is the second term, 3 is the third term, 4 is the fourth term. Hence the nth term will be nothing but n. Okay, so after that, now we look at the second numbers of each terms. What is the second number of the first term? It is 2, right? Second number of the second term is 3. Second number of the third term is 4. Second number of the fourth term is 5. So you can see here, first term is 2, second term is 3, third term is 4, fourth term is 5. Hence, what might be the nth term or the general term? It is 1 more than the position of that term. So if the position is 4, then the number is 5, right? So what will be the nth term? It is nothing but n plus 1. Okay, so this is an or the nth term of this particular series. So how have I got the nth term of the particular series? Okay, so we observe that each term is product of two numbers. I have 1 into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5, and so on, right? So to find out the nth term of this particular series, we had to see the different terms separately. So we saw the first numbers of each terms and we wrote down the nth term. Okay, then we saw the second numbers of each terms and then we wrote down the nth term. So the nth term an of this particular series is n into n plus 1. So to verify, I can just substitute the values for n and check here. When n is 1, what do we get? We get the first term a1, right? So that is 1 into 1 plus 1. So that is 1 into 1 plus 1 is 2, which is nothing but the first term 1 into 2, right? Similarly, when n takes the value 2, what do we have in this? A2, okay, 2 into 2 plus 1 we get, right? So that is 2 into 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 into 3 is nothing but the second term a2 of this particular series. So the nth term n into n plus 1 is correct for this particular series. So this represents the general term. Okay. So we have found out the nth term of this particular series now. But what is the question asking us to do? We need to find the sum to n terms, that is Sn we need to find, right? Now we know that Sn, right? If An is the general term, what is Sn? Sn is nothing but sum to first n terms, that is nothing but equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus so on plus An, right? Sn is nothing but A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus so on plus An. So how can I write this series in sigma notation? I can write this as what? Sigma k takes the value 1 up to n a suffix k, right? So when k takes the value 1, what is the first term? A1 plus when k takes the value 2, I have the second term as A2 plus when k takes the value 3, third term is nothing but A3 plus so on plus last value that k can take is small n. When k takes the value small n, we get An. So I have written Sn in sigma notation of An. Okay, now that we have the sigma notation, we will substitute here for Sn. So that is Sn equals sigma k takes the value from 1 to n a suffix k. Now we know what is the value of An. What is value of An? N into n plus 1. So if value of An is n into n plus 1, what will be value of Ak? It will be nothing but k into k plus 1. So Sn we know it to be sigma k equals 1 to n Ak. Hence sigma k takes the value from 1 to n. As it is, I'll write Ak will be nothing but what? K into k plus 1. Why is this Ak equal to k into k plus 1? Because we have found out An to be n into n plus 1, making k as Ak as k into k plus 1. Okay, further I can write this as sigma k takes the value from 1 to n. I will multiply k with k plus 1. So what do we get? K into k is k square plus k into 1, we get it as k. So multiplying k with k plus 1, we get k square plus k. Now look here, we have summation k takes the value from 1 to n, k square plus k. So I can split the summation as sigma k equals 1 to n k square plus sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k, right? Because sigma represents summation and we have summation of sum of two terms. I can just split that summation and write it as sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k square plus sigma k takes the value from 1 to n k. Okay, now what do we know about sigma k takes the value 1 to n k square? What is the formula for this? It is nothing but n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. So in the beginning I just told you the three formulae. So sigma k 1 to n k square, we get it as n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 whole divided by 6, okay, plus what is the value of sigma k equals 1 to n k this is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. So the value of this summation is n into n plus 1 by 2, right? So this is following from the 3 formulae that I already told you in the beginning. Now that we have come till here, we shall try to simplify this expression further. Okay, look here. What common factors can I take from these two terms? I can take n plus 1 by 2 common. Okay, I will take n into n plus 1 by 2 common. So what is left in the first term? In the numerator I am left with 2n plus 1 divided by, if I take 2 common, what am I left with here? I am left with a 3 plus, what are we left with here? N into n plus 1 by 2 I have already taken out as common, so I am left with a 1 there. Okay, on further simplifying this, n into n plus 1 by 2, I can take the LCM as 3 here. Taking LCM as 3, what do we get? 2n plus 1 plus 3 I get. Okay, so n into n plus 1 by 2 into 2n plus 1 plus 3 whole divided by 3 we are getting. Okay, further simplifying that, what do we have? N into n plus 1 by 2 into 3 is nothing but 6 into, simplifying this numerator, what do I have? 2n plus 1 plus 3, we get it as plus 4. So we got n into n plus 1 by 6 into 2n plus 4. I can take 2 common from this binomial, right? So what do I have? N into n plus 1, taking 2 common here, what do we get? 2 into, what is left? N plus 2 whole divided by 6. Then I can simplify these two. 2 ones are 2 3s are. So what are we left with? N into n plus 1 into n plus 2 whole divided by 3. So sum to n terms of this particular series, we got it to be n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 by 3. So whatever problem they give us, the same method we need to follow. First step is find out the nth term or the general term of the series. Thereafter, the next step is finding out Sn. Then we substitute the formulae and then simplify the expression to its simplest form. That will be this. These questions are asked for 4 marks. Moving on to the second problem. The second problem we have here, the series is given to be 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus so on. Okay, so this is the second problem. We have 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus 3 into 4 into 5 plus so on. Okay, now same method. First we try to find out the general term or the nth term of this particular series. When you observe this series, each term of this series is a product of 3 numbers, right? The first term is a product of 1, 2 and 3. Second term is product of 2, 3 and 4. Third term is product of 3, 4 and 5. Okay, to find out the nth term, right? So an is the nth term. Okay, look at the first numbers, same method. First problem, each term was a product of two numbers. Here, each term is a product of three numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, right? So what is the nth term? Nth term will be nothing but small n, right? Because first term is 1, second term is 2, third term is 3, nth term will be nothing but n. Then look at the second number of the first term. We have 2. Second number of second term is 3. Second number of third term is 4. So I can see that the numbers are one more than the position of the term. So what will be the nth term? It will be nothing but n plus 1, right? Then third number of the terms. Third number of first term is 3. Third number of second term is 4. Third number of third term is 5. So you can see that the numbers are 2 units more than the position of the terms. Hence, nth term will be nothing but n plus 2. If we have to verify this, okay, we just have to put values for n. When n takes value 1, what do we get? First term a1 is nothing but 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 2. So what do we get? 1 into 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3, which is nothing but first term of this series. 1 into 2 into 3. 1 into 2 into 3. So that is the first term. Then when n takes value 2, what happens? We get 2 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 2. So on simplifying this, what do we get? 2 into 2 plus 1 is 3 into 2 plus 2 is 4. So we got it to be 2 into 3 into 4. 2 into 3 into 4 is nothing but the second term. Hence, the nth term or the general term that we have written for this particular series is correct. That is nothing but n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. Okay. Now that we have written the nth term or the general term of this particular series, we have to find out Sn, sum to n terms of this particular series. So what do we know about Sn? We know that Sn is sum to n terms of this particular series. It is nothing but a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus so on plus an. I have written that in the first problem itself. So I am going to just directly write the sigma notation for Sn. What is sigma notation? Sigma k takes the value from 1 to n a suffix k, right? Sn I can write it as sigma k takes the value from 1 to n a suffix k. Okay, we know the value of an. What will ak be equal to? Ak will be equal to sigma k takes the value from 1 to n. Ak will be k into k plus 1 into k plus 2. How do we get this? Because an value is n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. Hence, ak value will be nothing but k into k plus 1 into k plus 2. What is the next step? We need to multiply k plus 1 and k plus 2. Okay, multiplying k plus 1 and k plus 2. What do we get? Sigma k takes the value 1 to n. K into k plus 1 gives us what? K square plus k. k into k plus 1 gives us k square plus k into k plus 2. Now we have to multiply k square plus k and k plus 2. Okay, so that is sigma k equals 1 to n. K square into k is k cube, k square into 2 plus 2k square. K into k gives us k square, then k into 2 gives us 2k. On further simplifying this, what do we get? Sigma k takes the value from 1 to n, k cube. There are 2k square terms. 2k square plus k square gives us 3k square plus 2k. Now that we have got this, I can split the sigma notation, right? How can I split this as? I can split it as sigma k cube plus sigma 3k square plus sigma 2k, okay? So I'll split that. The next step is, I can write this as sigma k equals 1 to n k cube plus sigma k equals 1 to n 3k square. Sigma k equals 1 to n 3k square. Last term is sigma k equals 1 to n 2k. Okay. Further, I can take this 3 outside and 2 outside. So I can write that as sigma k equals 1 to n k cube plus, I can write this as 3 into sigma k equals 1 to n k square plus 2 into sigma k equals 1 to n k. Now we know the formulae of these three sums. Sigma kq value is n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Sigma k square value is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Sigma k value is n into n plus 1 by 2. We'll substitute there. So this is n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square plus 3 as it is into, what is sigma k square value? N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6 plus last one 2 into sigma k value is n into n plus 1 by 2. This I have already told you in the beginning. Now all we have left to do is to simplify this expression. So we will simplify this. Look at the three terms here. What can I take common from these three terms? I can take common n into n plus 1 by 2. So taking n into n plus 1 by 2 common, what is left here? I am left with n into n plus 1 by 2 plus, from the second term we are left with 3 into 2n plus 1 by 3 plus 2. Okay, because from the last term n into n plus 1 by 2 we have taken common, only 2 is left. Then we will try to find out the LCM inside the brackets. We have n into n plus 1 by 2 common. What is the LCM here? The LCM here is 6. So what is left here? We have 3n into n plus 1 plus, here we have 6 into 2n plus 1 plus 6 2s are 12 we have. Okay, so we got n into n plus 1 by 2 into 3n into n plus 1 plus 6 into 2n plus 1 plus 12 whole divided by 6. On further simplifying that, On further simplifying that, we get n into n plus 1 by 2 into 6, we get it as 12 into, we will multiply this inside, 3n into n plus 1, we get it as 3n square plus 3n plus 6 into 2n plus 1, we get it as 12n plus 6 plus 12. Okay, then on further simplifying this, n into n plus 1 by 12 into, this is 3n square, 3n plus 12n gives us what? 15n. 6 plus 12 gives us 18. So here we can take 3 common, because we have 3n square plus 15n plus 18. I will just take 3 common here. We have n into n plus 1 by 12. Taking 3 common, what do we get? 3 into n square plus 5n plus 6. Okay, I can simplify this. 3 ones are 3, 4s are 12. So what do we have? We have n into n plus 1 by 4 into n square plus 5n plus 6. On simplifying this and finding out the factors, we will get this to be n plus 2 into n plus 3. Hence the final answer, we will get it to be n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 whole divided by 4. So this is the sum to n terms of this second series. So that's it for today's class, students. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.